well, we were harping on. Maybe the 2v1s were not perfect from them at the start, but, they had a few mistakes, but boy, did they have some amazing plays at times, amazing teamwork, very dialed in the first map of their championship Sunday, and they've shown that they're a force to be reckoned with going into a Foundation map number 2 here.
Definitely, and I know I say Chidwick and Bozza, but yeah, I mean, thinking about that map as a whole, RMJ had some amazingly intelligent plays. I mean, he was definitely looking like the backbone of that team for large parts of that map that we were spectating. So, and then Primary Gears, he had some quite key. He made some quite key plays in overtaking the home hill. So as a team, they all played very, very well. I feel like the sheer slaying power from Bozza and Chidwick was the top of the spearhead that kind of went through Regal Reserve in that last map. But great showing, and it's a great showing for the viewers at home definitely as well. Yeah, what a map to have. Firstly, what a map to have.
To kick off today.
To kick off a championship Sunday, what a map to have. And if this day is going to be anything like that, then we're in for a real treat.
We are.
Real treat.
Just a reminder as well, while we're waiting for Foundation to get started, I'm sure it'll start up very soon, folks. Regal Reserve, they also had their amazing games yesterday. Their aggressive playstyle that we were just harping on about, we certainly saw it working out for them against Aerox. Losers bracket round 3 yesterday. They beat Aerox 2-0 and sent them home. Of course, that team played amazingly well against Devious Gaming earlier on in the tournament. So, Regal Reserve, they've shown, both at this event and online, of course, getting to that final for the LCQ against Team Odin, just missing out there. They've shown that their aggressive playstyle can work. Will it work, though, in this scenario? I'm not sure. No. I mean, Fast 5, they are doing amazingly for a 4-5 day team. Their teamwork is there. It just goes to show the individual talent of these players, their awareness, their experience on the main stage, off the main stage. As little as RMJ and Primary have had, at LAN, they are proving that, boy, they turn up.
Well,
they turn up.
Definitely. But I think if I'm looking at it from an analytical standpoint, if I'm looking at the two teams, if I'm looking at the two matches, I'm looking at that Regal Reserve versus Aerox game was very shotgun heavy. And obviously, like we said, we said this before, before we kind of went into this match, that they are a very heavy shotgun team. The thing is that with that first map especially, we're looking at Regal Reserve, how they tried to take that map as a whole. And they definitely, we saw it in so many parts when we were spectating. They tried to take it, they tried to battle the Fast 5 with shotguns. And the Fast 5 were having none of it. No. Having absolutely none of it. And, that's where Regal Reserve, I said it when we were kind of mid-map, I said it, the Regal Reserve really kind of, prosper when they're in a hype situation, when they're winning those fights, when they're getting the 1-piece, 2-piece, 3-pieces, when they're kind of building momentum from that. And the Fast 5 weren't allowing them to do that, because when they get 1 kill, when they get 2 kill, they just very quickly shut them down. Whereas Aerox, they weren't doing that.
Sure, yeah.
So I watched that game. I had the pleasure of being able to watch that game very, very briefly in a couple of parts. And it just seemed like the Regal Reserve were steamrolling Aerox, and Aerox didn't really have an answer to that.
Set up,
didn't really have an answer to that. So, but whereas this is a completely different scenario, Regal Reserve are trying to kind of give it to Fast 5 from a shotgun, with their shotguns, and the Fast 5 are having none of it. They're shutting them down. We saw Chidwick, we saw Bozza, we saw the whole team go off in scenarios where we'd have Shadows get 1 kill, 2 kill, and then Bozza will just quickly shut him down and take him down, and he wouldn't be able to kind of build momentum. So, that's in my opinion what's happening. If I'm looking at the two games from an analytical standpoint, that's what's happening at the moment. The Regal Reserve are trying to take it with shotguns, and Fast 5 is saying, not today.
Will this map prove any better, though, for Regal Reserve? Historically, online, they have been extremely dominant on Foundation, initial heavy as anything else out there. Reclaimed and Foundation, the initials are so important in these maps, and this one in particular is one that Regal Reserve have practiced day in, day out. They are going to be a lot more comfortable, I think, than on Forge Blitz. The teamwork isn't going to be as beneficial to Fast 5, I believe, as in this map. Swift's getting underway by taking out Precision Dragons. He's going to find his teammate, unfortunately. The kill feed as a response to that does light up blue. 5 members down for the Spaniards.
This is going to be Toby Campbell, this is going to be a manic map. I'm so sure of it. Look at that. If that's anything to go by, Toby Campbell, this is going to be a manic display. Straight away, we said it yesterday. This foundation relies heavily on that mid fight, that initial, especially in these respawn, these respawn rounds that are quite quick. So immediately 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now obviously Dragons was very unlucky to take out his own teammate, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 went down immediately, just like that. And obviously Fast 5 capitalised. So
bit of shakiness as well.
Yeah.
If you look at the kill feed, if they get a team kill already, you know, maybe Regal Reserve, their heads might not be there, honestly, as you'd hoped, at least to peak physical performance. Not too surprised, honestly, after that nail biter of a match in the first one.
yeah,
Hammerburst placed down though.
they're definitely going to be feeling the last map. It's definitely going to be playing on their minds. It's quite heartbreaking to lose 7-5, especially when you're so close. Again, see, Precision, Chidwick, Shadows,
All about these
Dragons.
shotguns.
It's
It's
all
a
about this.
1v1 as well.
It's all about this shotgun fight in this mid area. It's proving to be very, very vital. But this is a 1v1. Primary Gears is going to take this as well. I think he's going to go for him.
Left hand, the aggression from Dragons.
This is very
Great movement, honestly, from him. He's walking on every single cover to give him tactical advantage.
Takes
Bozza runs
out
in,
it.
isn't actually sure where Dragons is entirely because he didn't have a gun out, I believe, at that time. Precision now. 1v2, not in his favor. Dragons still pressing hard, bouncing forward. Precision with the back A, dispatches of him. Chidwick does get the down as well, so that attack immediately thwarted from Fast 5 there, and they'll be looking to gain map control.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure in this map, it seems like already it's going to be a map. We're going to see a lot of that, a lot of back and forth. But, I'd like to see in certain scenarios just one team get a little bit set up. Here we see Regal Reserve being very, very aggressive over the top tables. Very, very aggressive. We saw 4 members of Regal Reserve push into the home hill of the Fast 5. And they are going to look at this. They are going to try and take this with shotguns. Can they pick off any kills? Can Fast 5 set up and ensure that no kills, no one gets put down? But
Swift for red. I love this. He's backed out perfectly. Swapping with his teammates, throwing the other bodies in front so he can reset for a little bit. Precision finds Shadows. Here comes Swift. Reset, regained health. Immediately back into the fight. Primary's going to get 2v1. Nice little overextension, though, from Bozza, I feel as though. Didn't think that situation was going in the favor of his teammates. So he pulls out to A and pulls Dragons with him. He has to fight this. He needs to win this. Wrong way, you'd argue. Could have just bounced back to fight Dragon and force that 2v1. Not going to happen there.
it's all very fast-paced at the moment, Toby. It's all very fast-paced.
I think this is exactly what Regal Reserve like. They don't like pauses. They like continuous shotgun battles. Keep teams on their toes.
Oh.
There is the regroup on the enemy's home hill. Regal Reserve have the shotguns. They need to be capping their home hill, though. No one's coming off respawn, as you'd usually see there. Finally, it comes through, but it's a little bit too long of a wait there to actually go for this triple cap. They're still holding on nonetheless, but the Fast 5 are off respawn. It's another full-on team fight. Dragons are going to find Chidwick. Precision is battling big 1v1. Dragons with the damage, doesn't like what he sees there. And fair play, honestly, check the top left. Regal Reserve have a big points lead. Primary Gears taking out Precision by accident there. Not too sure how that happened.
And they're putting small little bits of pressure on here, Regal Reserve, which is good to see. But it's very, very, very manic. They're playing at this very, very aggressively, as I said. I know that the Fast 5 did wipe them out in that first round, but it seems like in this round that the Regal Reserve are finding a lot of success in putting small amounts of pressure and taking those 1v1s, taking those 2v1s, and that's great play there by Swifts and Shadows. I really like that, and I feel like they're going to take over the home hill of the Fast 5 now. And
yeah, I think Fast 5 spread too thinly here, unless we can see some more magic. Primary gets the one, not going to find the double.
That's all I
Home hill broken, but not broken in time. 1-1 now. Regal Reserve do answer back.
But yeah, watching it, it's
sometimes a shakiness even in that round from Regal Reserve. I honestly have nothing against this team, but it's in this game, above all, there is a huge dynamic difference between how these two teams play. Regal Reserve are clearly all about their shotguns, and I mean, not too surprised, they always have been, kind of like that EU play style, but the Fast 5 maybe a bit more polished in certain areas where you really need to be in order to separate yourselves from teams with equally as good shotguns, many would argue. And certainly when the individual factor comes in for the Fast 5, as it did in Forge Blitz, that was the result. It was 7-5. Weapon block coming in from Chidwick. Not too surprised there. At statue as well. We're going to see more of those initials down the center.
Definitely, and I told you it's such a such a key part of this map is that middle area. It seems like. I mean, to be honest with you, when I was playing as a player, I never saw that as much. But obviously now, taking a step back, you know, looking at it from a much more tactical perspective, it is much more about this middle area. And it seems like these two teams are just having an absolute spray. T-Petition takes out one, Shadows gets a response, Pandragons takes out Primary Gears, and we're now looking at, and Dice6 takes out Bozza. We're now looking at a 3v2. Totti takes out RMJ, and Chidwick is now left all on his own at his own home hill. What can he do here?
As well for a second.
Can he take this?
Chidwick has got the damage advantage. Totti did get
He
one
takes
brick
one.
on. He finds the
He takes
perfect.
two! And that's
And a little
Chidwick.
bit of a teabag as well. Can he find the last one? That is the question. Swift is red. Chidwick going wide. But he's held off long enough. He's done all that he needs to. Is he going to continue? Is a campaign for the 1v? Yes, he is. And a little bit of teabag, and you can hear him shouting as well. You know, who wouldn't be in that scenario? Many would argue.
That's fantastic.
Another 1v2. Do it,
Fantastic.
Chidwick. Do it for the camera, my friend.
Fantastic from Chid. He individually right now is really stepping up as a player. He's looking very scary. He's looking very, very scary. And I would not want to be Regal Reserve when I'm fighting E4 Chidwick at the moment. I really wouldn't want to be.
Triple cap blinking this time for Fast 5 after Chidwick's efforts, but Regal Reserve do hold on to their home hill. And Bozza actually just going to hold off on this side here. He's not going to like to hide around the corner. Instead, just wall peeking with a Lancer. Regal Reserve, of course, that player is going to reset now and pull back.
Smart.
Let's check the enemy home hill, though, for Regal Reserve. They pushed up. Shadows with a double. Looking to close the gap, but no, he jams his gun, unfortunately for him. Swift is going to continue the push, though. Primary doesn't like what he sees and runs all the way back to B to ensure that foothold, that foundation, if you will, pardon the pun, is held.
Like it, Tobes. Like it, Tobes. You know, I said to you before, I've got some absolute crackers of absolute cracking some one-liners to say, and that is definitely one of them. I love it.
You're a connoisseur of paintings, many would say.
Connoisseur of paintings, many can say, the Mona Lisas. Yeah, no, Regal Reserve doing a great job to defend the C hill here, and they are setting up, and they are also taking B hill as well, so we could see a trip cap domination.
Chidwick's overextended once
yeah,
again. He's forced to stay alive this time around, and unfortunately he doesn't in this scenario. He cannot hold off, but here come the Fast 5 off a respawn. Of course, it's not too much of a respawn timer just yet in this third round, and Fast 5 do hold on, but you know, a bit of a deja vu round perhaps for us. The Regal Reserve, they have the score lead after pushing up. They've got themselves to this scenario, so now they can play passive. Now they can play a bit more safe.
Yeah,
they've earned this round so far. They just need to finish it.
Definitely, and that was very. I mean, you know, in those key situations when a team are overextending into your home hill and they are putting a lot of pressure, it always relies on someone to make a hero play, and Precision did just that, as he has done many times, even at this map and last. But again, Regal Reserve, they do take the home hill. It feels like the Fast 5 at the moment aren't putting enough resources into their home hill. They feel like they're losing that way too easy at the moment. And Regal Reserve are capitalising on that quite easily.
It's broken in time, I think. Elliot, it's broken in time. This round is still on for the Fast 5. C hill broken, though. It's a big shotgun fight. Once again, Chidwick is back at home on the C hill. Dice6 is on his own against 3. He will fall. Regal Reserve have pushed for B as well. Can they get the break in time? 2-0-2. They have captured it. Fast 5 rather do need to step into a 5-2-6. They have broken it in time. They need to stay in there. There we go. They can win the team fight once over. They bought themselves time. Have Fast 5. Hold this for 20 seconds and they will win the round as well.
If the Fast 5 can take... No, let's say it. Let's say it. That was very unlucky. I didn't even see that. I thought that's Regal Reserve. I thought that's Regal Reserve's round, and I just saw Chidwick overextend. He's been doing that a lot so far, and that first round, you know, that first kind of minute we saw Chidwick take that free piece. Again, it's just another display of this young man, how he's come out in this series so far, and yeah, unlucky round from Fast 5 not to clinch it at the end there, but. So yeah, Fast 5 not to clinch it at the end there. Regal Reserve did well to shut out the round, and now we see a 2-1 situation.
I'd like to draw the comparison here to Fable, right? Regal Reserve to Fable. I know we've been, you know, going against them for the most part in the analysis and in favour of Fast 5, but Fable in the same way as in when they play these North American teams with, many would argue, superior teamwork and experience, competing at the highest level in Gears Esports, they rely on their shotguns to Fable. They put down the boom shot, they force the shotgun fights, and that's how they beat teams through raw skill. It's exactly what Regal Reserve are trying to do here in their play style. It's got them this far in this tournament. It's just eventually you might just meet the polish and the teamwork that can trump you. In the case of Fable, it was Ghost Gaming, who looked absolutely stellar in every sense in Vegas. And right here, I say that, Regal Reserve, they do start to win the initial. They've heard me, it seems like. But, you know, this is the playstyle. And it is all in. It is all eggs in one basket. But you have to fight the initial. Teams can't ignore that. Primary Gears is going to be the last one alive, potentially at the B hill. No, Dragons hold his nerve, gets that insend. Precision will fall, and the teabag comes through. 3-1 to Regal Reserve. And this is a map that allows them, I feel, to be much more aggressive. Setting up on home hills and foundation is a lot better of a strategy than, say, Forge Blitz, for example.
Definitely, definitely. And we've seen it already that if Regal Reserve lose one part of the map, you know, I think it was at that second round, Fast 5, they did do well actually to get a couple of kills, but Regal Reserve gained back control of their home hill. And it seems like, I said it, you know, I kind of touched base when we were in the last map, that Regal Reserve like to hunt in packs. They like to go in 2 or 3s at all times, and that just seems like what they're doing. You know, if, for example, you know, B hill's being taken by Fast 5, and they recognise that. They're recognising it pretty quickly, which is great. They'll just fly over the top tables and go to home hills, and they're just doing that very, very well. They're kind of doing like a U off the map at the moment very, very well. But to go to your point about Fable, I said this yesterday to Alex, actually. We were talking about this. Yes, Fable, amazing individual players. They are with the shotguns, and you know, I agree with you in the sense that they do bang with the best in America, and they do it very, very well. But I feel like watching Fable now, compared to what I was watching 6 to 8 months ago, their teamwork is fantastic as well. And then, you know, they look like a team who are very diverse in their play. They can switch it up anytime. 1 minute they can make it very shotgun heavy, and the next minute they can make it very teamwork based. And I feel like that's the reason why they have come so far as a team. And you look at the best teams in the world, and they all can do that. The Optics, the Echo Foxes of the world, they all can do that. But enough of me, let's get back into the action. We see Regal Reserve do get in the trip cap here. And I feel like this is going to be an easy one. Chidwick is doing very well to stay alive.
Not again, my friend.
Not again, Chidwick, don't do it to him.
Both players missing shots here. That is a surprise.
Whipping shots all over the place.
Baiting the shot into from Chidwick. Does hold out. The Spaniards erupt on the main stage. The round score is starting to run away from the British side of Fast 5. You can see Regal Reserve standing up. 4 rounds in a row now, Elliot.
I told you this was going to happen. I said, you know, Forge Blitz was always going to be Fast 5's map. Regal Reserve, I feel like, you know, I have seen him on this map a couple of times. As I said, you know, I mentioned it earlier. I have seen him a couple of times on this map already. They do look very strong on this map. And at the moment, as it stands, they're giving us a fantastic display so far on stream of their ability to shut teams down pretty quickly. You know, you look at that middle box situation. It seems like the Regal Reserve are shutting the Fast 5 down so quickly in that mid area, which is allowing them to just rotate wherever they want to. So
especially in recent rounds, yeah, for sure.
So. Yes, the Regal Reserve are showing a great display.
I'm not too sure what that weapon is in B Hill. The banner is covering it just a little bit. On board with Shadows in the middle, though. It still does remain important. Reads precision like a book, bounces into it, gets the double. Teabag comes through. It's a boom shot, actually, that was placed to B. What better weapon could you ask for when you're winning an initial like that? 5 dead, 5 alive in this scenario. Triple cap blinking on our screens. It will come through, and Regal Reserve have come to play.
Clinical. Magical. But what did I just say? What did I just say? That mid-area, they're shutting them down so quickly in that mid-area. And look, Shadows, 1, 2, easy. It was like it was nothing to him. And as soon as they did that, they got the boom, they rotated back into the B hill, they covered the boom, and then we saw a trip cap. Regal Reserve, the Fast 5, obviously, it's second rotations now, so we'll see everything very, very different. But, you know, that first rotations, Regal Reserve did a fantastic job in shutting the Fast 5 down, and the Fast 5 did not have an answer at all. So 5-1 in Regal Reserve's favour. So my prediction is coming to fruition.
Second half now. DF and E Hills are upon us. The reset respawn time in the form of 10 seconds, you'd argue, would favour Fast 5. And Regal Reserve's execution play style, if you will, winning those initials and relying on them. Wow, great shotgun fight that was. Shadows reads Bozza there. So he rolls off the cover. By accident, Precision loses his shotgun fight as well. Regal Reserve, individually, they're starting to step up. And you feel as though, yes, their playstyle is all about aggression, but it requires their players to perform in these 1v1s, win these shotgun battles. But they are, as of right now, and the round count reflects that.
Definitely, definitely. And the Fast Five win those individual fights. They're looking like they don't have an answer at the moment, which is, you don't like to see it, Toby. You do not like to see it.
Here's the reaction, though. Fast Five are pushing heavy towards the F hill. Swift does get a kill, despite the numbers being not in his favor. Die6, he doesn't like what he sees either. He's going to run through the middle, and I think they are reacting as fast as possible to prevent this home hill setup. Of course, D hill is still captured. Regal Reserve are well aware of that. They're walking or running their way around this map, starting to slow down now. Wait for the respawns to come off. And it's Fast Five who are going to set up. This is going to be a difficult push for Regal. Can their shotguns work out for them here? Die6 is pushing in. RMJ is going to get blown away, and Swift does take down Boz. That's a little bit too easy for me, in all honesty. Elliot there. Regal Reserve have one on the other hill as well. So on one hill, they are at numbers disadvantage. It doesn't matter, though. They still team wipe Fast Five. That is 6 rounds in a row, Elliot. What have you got to say, my friend?
It can't happen. Can't happen. Can't happen. That cannot happen. I mean, that was way too easy. The Fast Five tried to set up with the 2 home hills. They tried to, tried to gain as many points by having a good setup in each home hill there, and the Regal Reserve just shut that down and broke that setup way too easily. We saw Shadows again take another 2-piece, and he's definitely come to the party in this map. He didn't have the best of maps last map, I don't feel, but he's definitely come to the party this map. And now we're seeing Regal Reserve run away with this, absolutely run away with this Regal Reserve.
Yeah, I mean, Chidwick, he was performing, but that was rounds and rounds ago. 11 kills to his name. I mean, look at Shadows. 20 at the top of his scoreboard for his team. Yeah, Regal Reserve, shotguns galore at this point in time. Finally, their strategy seems to be working out for them, and it is working out very well indeed.
Very well.
Dragons finds primary. RMJ will fall in the center of the map. And you can hear Regal Reserve's comms so aggressive, so pumped. The momentum, it's in the air. It's in the arena. Everyone knows what's going on, and that is a Spaniard domination in every area of the map. Fast Five coming off respawn. It is a 2v1 in their favor here. Can they clean up Die6 as they do? They keep their distance. That's more of the usual Fast Five that we like to see. Gears and Precision do find the kills.
Yeah,
2v1 though.
Good play to get that back, because it looked like it literally looked like the Regal Reserve were going to steamroll through them, and we're going to see another trip cap domination. But the Fast Five did well to gain back control, and now they can push on. Now they can do something. Now they can get the E hill and set up. But all I'm seeing at the moment, Toby, all I'm watching is the Regal Reserve are just so dominant in those shotgun fights at the moment.
They're so fast. They just walk. They're running so fast. And somehow Dragons, he's been able to overextend behind the Fast Five while his team are doing all the work at E. They've captured E. They've got that home hill as well. Totty running back to defend that with his teammate off respawn. The goal of Fast Five is to break this home hill and perhaps set up, but they need to win the shotgun fight first. RMJ has got players right in front and right behind. Swift gets the double. Totty gets the kill on primary, and it's just too easy for this side. We are going to see a break at E, so it's not over just yet. Bozza the man to keep this map alive.
And can he do it? Because I feel like if he does this, if he keeps this E hill, if he controls this, all I want to see from the Fast Five is just a couple of kills in quick succession.
I feel as though they shouldn't be going for this home hill setup. It's a lot easier for them to defend the E hill against the likes of these shotguns than a home hill, where it's just close quarter battles, not much room to lancer or get a truly strong setup. You can't sit at distance. This is not a good scenario for Fast Five. They are backed up against the wall. They need to attack the home hill setup. Now Chidwick with a double off screen. That is the other side of Foundation. RMJ, you can see, helping him to do that. Great attack from Fast Five. They needed this.
Great, yeah, great. And Chidwick definitely answered my call. I think he may have heard me say they need some kills in quick succession. He went, I'll help you out with that, Elliot. And that's exactly what he did, and got a 3-piece straight away. But again, RMJ, this is very, very big. Dice doesn't know he's there.
But
RMJ's uncapping this, and this is great play from RMJ. Very, very clever, intelligent stuff. Is he going to get diced? This is huge. He does get the kill on E. Can he get the second? If he takes the second, that is massive, but we do have Fran Totti helping his mate out. And Bossanow's in a 2-1 situation, and he goes down.
Here comes Chidwick. Here come the reinforcements. They bought time, have
They need to
RMJ, but he does need to get into the EL as well. Shadows and Totti holding strong 2v1. Another hill is broken as well. Regal Reserve, they only need one hill now. Precision gets one kill. It's not going to be enough, though, at E, and I think that is it. It will be indeed. Regal Reserve answer back with a 7-1 victory.
And that is such an answer back from Regal Reserve there. I mean, they did it yesterday. So they did it yesterday. They lost the first map. I for the life of me, I cannot remember who it was, but in the early stages of the winners bracket, they lost one map, and it was like that. It was like a 7-2, 7-3, and I remember who it was now. It was Aerox. Aerox beat them in the first map. I think it was like 7-2, 7-3, and we saw you know, we saw one of the Aerox players. We saw them get very hyped up. go over the monitors and start talking rubbish to Regal Reserve, and Regal Reserve did not like that.
No.
And we're seeing a very similar scenario right now. You know, the Fast Five won that first map. They talked a lot of rubbish to Regal Reserve over the counters for, you know, I say over the counters across the monitors we have here in this fantastic main stage, and the Regal Reserve did not like that, and they answered back with a bang.
We're going into Dam next.
I'm telling you, my prediction still stands.
The prediction comes through, at least. We both predicted it was going to a final map, right?
Yeah.
So fist bumps for that. I voted for Regal Reserve and to win this match, and they just won 7-1.
Well, so my prediction was that
Fast
Five
Five
are going to win Dam, and I feel like this is going to be on the wire. This is going to be by the thread of the socks they're wearing today. You know, this is going to be a 7-6, a 7-5. It can go in either way, but I feel my prediction is that Fast Five are going to win this. Just close it out in the final stages. That's my prediction.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
You're going to go against me, so.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I'm going to be that guy.
Yeah,
and I will stick to my guns as well. And it will be the shotguns that I stick next to. It's that 7-1 performance from Regal Reserve. Have they heard the casters? I'm not sure how good their English is, actually. Maybe they did hear us. Maybe they were aware of how much we were analysing their gameplay on Forge Blitz and also that map. But boy, did they answer back. They answered back very well. And 7-1 compared to 7-5, that's a big round differential between the two maps. And it's safe to say Regal Reserve, the momentum is on their side.
Definitely. I would agree with that. I just still think that Fast Five are going to regain their heads, regain their emotions, just reset everything and come out. And, again, the Regal Reserve, that was their pick. So
true. Exactly.
You expect them to come out. They're obviously very good at that map.
I think it's their strongest map. Yeah. It's safe to say it's the strongest map.
From what I saw yesterday,
historically as well.
Yeah, from what I saw yesterday, it definitely is. I saw that map. I saw them play it kind of 2 or 3 times yesterday, and I said it before. They looked fantastic against some pretty top teams. I believe, and do not quote me, I believe they may have beaten Supremacy in one map, and I think it was Foundation. I think. I might be wrong, but I think...
I'd honestly assume it would be as well.
Yeah, I think it was.
If they're going to win a map against Supremacy,
if you're going to win a map against Supremacy on Foundation, obviously that's your strongest map. So, the Fast Five knew that probably. But, I feel like that first round, when the Fast Five came out, wiped every single member of the team, trip capped within the space of 20 seconds. That was a great start for them. It's exactly the start they needed. However, they just couldn't push it through. They just couldn't carry on that momentum. Sorry. So... Yeah, I mean, Regal Reserve will definitely have the momentum from that last map. However,